Speaking of specialness, I don't think that's a word. While I obviously like to talk about the prep and shows and everything, it also is important to highlight the performer themselves. So, also doing my background, I saw like a story in one of your highlights. I go deep, about making, say, your teachers proud. So I just wanted to know how important were, like, say, people when you were growing up or when you decided you wanted to perform, like different mentors and stuff. Like, did you have a turning point, or like, did you just like, were you, say, self-led, or did you have people like in your corner when you were like, let's go do this kind of thing?
Um, so I actually didn't have anything to do with theatre whatsoever. That was not my.
On your
I think I
radar?
did like an Amdram production of Bugsy Malone when I was like maybe 7. But other than that, there was nothing. Obviously, I'd loved listen, get me to the family disco, and I was giving it everything on the floor. But
I love a dance floor.
yeah, but was never a theatre kid. Never did dance lessons. Was never stagey. I think the first musical I saw was Blood Brothers, and I only saw that because I went with school.
Mm.
Um, and I was incredibly naughty at school, like incredibly naughty. Um, that's a whole other story. But I don't know if it's the same now, God, because I'm old. I don't know if it's the same now, but when you pick what like options you want to do for
Oh
like
yeah,
year 10
yeah.
and 11, um, I picked my options, and the options I got back were not what I'd picked, and dance was on there. And I said, absolutely not. I didn't pick that. I'm not doing it. So they wouldn't move me.
Oh,
They wouldn't let me pick something else. So for like half a year, I just never went to the lessons. I was like, this is horrendous. Like, I'm not doing this. Um, and I don't know, I don't know what clicked, I don't know what changed. Because I grew up in the countryside. I
yeah,
had horses, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work, with
right.
horses. I wanted to be equestrian. I think at one point I wanted to be an Olympian. Um, and it was actually the dance teacher at school who approached like my head of year
Mm.
and said, that boy has something. Bear in mind, everyone was terrified of this teacher at school. Like, she'd got a rep.
Oh,
Everyone
we
was
know
like,
them.
oh, Miss Powell. Um, and she went to my head of year and she said, that boy's got something. She was like, I'm the only teacher that will keep him on the straight and narrow. She's like, he needs to be in dance class.
This is giving fame.
Oh, and correct, she was. Like, yeah, I don't know. Halfway through the year, something just
Yeah.
switched in me, and I was like, oh no, I actually enjoy this.
Mm.
And it was a big deal at the time because I was the first boy that
All
had
right.
ever done BTEC dance at
Yeah.
that school. It was always a group of girls. There'd never been a boy before me. Um, and she kind of set me off. She got me, these amazing opportunities to audition for Yorkshire Young Dancers at Northern Contemporary Dance School, which, I got in. I didn't end up going in the end, but I got in. I got a place on that scheme, and I ended up auditioning for Kappa College, um, and got a recall. Did my recall and didn't get in, and I was like, well,
That's it.
what do I do now? So I went to my local college for like half a year, auditioned again, and got straight in. Um, so I ended up going to Kappa for 2 years, and then I auditioned had loads of amazing opportunities at Kappa. As part of Momentum Dance, we did Move It, we did all these amazing things, did a lot of musicals at Kappa. Um, I actually started early because they were doing a production of Les Mis and they needed more boys, so they called me in early, which was great.
Mm.
Um, so leaving Kappa with two A levels and a BTEC diploma, I auditioned for Erdang, Bird, and I cancelled my Rambert audition
All the
because
dance ones.
I was not a singer.
Well, okay, yeah, fair. No, me here. I'm working on
I
it, but
Yeah, I was not a singer. I would stand there and belt my heart out, but it was not good. Uh, and it was actually the principal of Kappa, Claire. She wrote references for unis, and she wrote my musical theatre ones, and they were great. But my Rambert one was like impeccable. It was like the best reference. I've probably still got it somewhere, but it was like the best reference that has ever been written about me. And I was like, "You really want me to go to Rambert, don't you?" And she was like, "You're not going to musical theatre school." And I was like, "No, I don't want to be in a contemporary dance like I don't want to do that." Um. Anyways, I auditioned at Erdang first, I think, and got a recall. And then I did my bird audition and got in on the day. Um, but they were actually quite rude to me in my singing and acting portion. He I finished my song, and shall remain unnamed, but looked at me in the eye and was like, "Yeah, great. So I'll see you in September, but could you just do one thing for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course."
Oh.
He was like, "Could you just work on lowering the pitch of your speaking voice because it's quite high?" He was like, "When you sing, you don't sound like that." And I was like non-verbal from that point on.
Oh.
Um, and that one comment like triggered a lot of like,
You'd be self-con, yeah.
oh, set like even now to this day.
Oh.
Um, and so yeah, I got into Bird, and then I did my recall at Erdang, was waiting for a funded place on diploma, or they were going to put me on degree.
Mm.
Didn't hear anything for ages, so I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to go to Bird." Bear in mind, this was back in the day. I don't know if they do it now still, but this was back in the day when you had to get in your underwear with another person, and like they weighed you and took measurements. Um, and it wasn't like a professional; it was students that were weighing you
Oh.
and taking your measurements. It was horrendous. Um, and so I was going to Bird. Um, I'd sorted out my accommodation, I'd done everything, and then the day after my 19th birthday, 18th, um, I got like a very thick envelope from Erdan, and I obviously knew I'd got in at that point, but yeah, they gave me degree with a scholarship because the fees for Erdang were more than you could get on student loan.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
yeah.
was able to get student loan, and then they
Pay the rest.
ex-nayed the rest, which was great. So I was
Slay.
like, "Bye, Bird, I'm going to Erdang."
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, then I went to Erdang for 3 years and graduated early because I got a job on ships.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See how though how like I feel like in that story there was two very prominent people in it, but how since they had two very different like impacts on you, what can come out of it? Like you had a teacher that believed in you in school was like, this kid is going somewhere, where the other lad has obviously made you like think on other
Oh,
stuff, if that makes sense.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh my god, she'll watch this and she'll absolutely kill me. But when I started dancing at school, um, obviously I made friends within that group, and there was my friend Emily May now, who is about to finish as Angelica in Hamilton on.
I love her satisfied. I've seen her.
She's
I
my
love her.
homegirl.
I love
We're
it.
from the
Love
same.
it.
From this, we did choir in primary school together.
Oh,
Primary school, we did choir. We went to the same high school. We went to Kappa, and then obviously she went to Artsed and I went to Erdan. But
oh,
yeah, she's my hometown
love
gal.
that.
Um, and so she was at a dance school in our local village, and I joined that dance school. They were like, "Oh, this boy started, and we don't really know anything about him. Like, he'll sack it off." Blah 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 blah. Um, and I went, and like the teacher from school, like got me into this industry, but
Mm,
I owe everything about making my teachers proud. I owe everything to my local like dance school,
yeah.
um, Miss Wendy Cowan. She was just was like, she's dead. She's not dead. She's alive. She is the most incredible woman, and like and like her daughter teaches there. I will go back and teach sometimes. I'll go back just to sit and watch. Like, we
Love.
literally love each other. They all came to Manchester to watch me. And, you know, I am from a single parent family. I have a sibling that's got 3 kids. Like, I'm from a council estate in Yorkshire. Like,
Yeah.
my local butchers call me Billy, as in Billy Elliot.
I get
That's
Sophie Alex Baxter. That's what I get.
Yes. No, I get Billy Elliot because I'm known in my town for
Oh,
being that boy.
you really are
Um,
small, like a small town boy. You made it big
everyone
in
knows everyone.
London.
Yes. So money was scarce.
Mm,
We didn't have a lot, and if my fees were late, or she didn't she didn't say anything. I think there was like 3 months where like I couldn't pay my fees
yeah.
because we just didn't have anything. Um, she never once batted an eyelid. She never said you can't come. She like the door was always open. Um, if I couldn't afford costumes, it's fine.
Yeah.
Um, like I just owe her everything. And I remember a certain show um told me that I was not allowed to have them in my bio because it's not house style. I said, you can kindly kiss my backside. Because it's not my vocational training, it was like my local dance school. I said, no, they're going in there.
Mm,
If you don't want them in my bio, that's fine, but they'll be listed in my training. Um, they're listed in my training. But I had to fight for that. And I was like, and she came to Manchester. I just gave it away there, but I don't care. She came to Manchester and she was like, thank you so much for making sure that my name
oh,
is in the program. And I was like, I would never not put you
yeah.
in the program. I like compared to my friends from home, I don't sound Yorkshire at all. I know to other people like I sound northern, but
Yeah.
I don't speak anything like my family or anything like that. But I will always remember my roots, and I will always remember where I came from and who made me. I think there's been situations, and one of the things that I've said is getting to play baby doll has reminded me of the strength of like the absolute powerhouse of women
Yeah.
that raised me. And like
Mm,
that is my mum, my sister, my gran, my dance teachers. Like I would be nothing without them. So yeah, the fact that they still come and support me now, and you know, one of my dance teachers is suffering from long COVID, and she was like, I don't know if I'll be able to do the drive. Like it's scary for me. And then she found out I was on for Baby Doll in Manchester, and she bombed it down the motorway.
oh.
Um, and she literally messaged me in the interval. She was like, I've already cried 5 times. Um, and that's like my high school teacher. I'm
Yeah.
30 in 2 months. Like
Are you?
I'm old, girl.
I was not putting you at that age.
I'm old. Grandad's old. These hits are old. Um, so yeah, what like God, 15 years ago, and she still
Yeah.
comes, and she came to watch Rock You. She's never missed a show that I've done. Um, Obviously she didn't come on the cruise ship, but in the UK, she's never missed a
Yeah,
show that
yeah.
I've done. Even like I had a friend who works at Disneyland Shanghai. When I did Trompe l'oeil at the other palace,
Mm.
her mum and sister just happened to be in London, and then they came and they were on the front row, and I was like halfway through my song,
Oh.
and I was like, Nancy, like, so it's stuff like that, like, and it is predominantly women, but yeah, I've always had people in my corner. Um, I've never once, had anyone try to stop me. I've had people tell
Yeah.
me that I won't make it and I won't do it,
Mm.
but no one's ever tried to like stop me. Even yesterday, like I messaged my mum. I was like, I'm moving back to London. I found a room, and she was like, "Oh." is that what you
Oh,
want to do? And I was like, well, I can't live at home forever, Mum. Like, I am nearly 30. And she was like, I know, and sent a crying face emoji. And I was like, stop.
no, please.
Um, but yeah, no, definitely owe a lot to the women in my
Yeah.
life for where I am and what I get to do. So yeah, it's always a nice feeling when they come and they tell you afterwards like how proud they are and
I'm like, you did
yeah,
that. You did that.
I did that thing that
Yeah.
everyone told me I wouldn't do.
Oh, it's fun, isn't
It's so fun.
it? So this is the Would You Rather portion of our show.
Go for it.
So some of it is general show stuff, and then the other stuff is questions that I've tried to base around your CV, right?
Ooh.
Let's hope. So you can answer them as quickly or slowly as you possibly can, but yeah, they are meant to be a bit quick fire-ish. So, opening or closing shows,
Ooh. Opening.
matinee or evening.
Now that depends.
Yeah, because actually you had Sunday matinees and stuff in
So we're
like
doing double weekends in Zurich. I'm personally not a fan. Um,
mm-mm,
if it's a matinee into a day off,
stunning.
I'll take it. Um, otherwise, evening because I like to have the daytimes to myself.
Yeah, fair, fair. Weekly touring or blocks?
Block.
Um, Panto baddie or Panto prince?
This is going to be controversial, but neither because I absolutely bloody hate it. You will mark these words. You will never see me in a panto again.
Oh yes, you will.
When I love my agents to death, we've had screaming matches because I've said I'm not doing it. I've done one. I had a
Yeah,
great time. It's not for me.
that's yeah. I've had to come around to Panto in the last few years. Like, yeah.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with panto. Like
Oh
people
yeah,
get your coins because panto pays well. It's guaranteed
yeah.
work every Christmas, is what my agent always says to me. But listen, I don't want to get up for a week of school shows at 6 a.m. to start a show at 9 a.m. I'm not happy. I'm not a happy person at that time in the morning.
No,
I'm
like
sorry. No.
at least our local Pantos, like it's just evening and then matinees on the weekend. Like it's so fine.
I will say the best digress, but the best thing that I did on Panto when I did it in Halifax was we had a BSL interpreted show,
Mm.
and I thought it was just going to be bog standard. They came, stood at the side, and did sign language. Oh no, these two lovely ladies came with their own villager costumes, and they learnt the show.
Love
As in,
it.
like, so, like, if Princess Beauty would walk over there, they would walk with Princess Beauty, and like as if it
Oh,
was like their little friend.
oh, I love
Um,
that.
and it was like they joined in on bits of choreo that they could do.
Yeah.
And they didn't actually tell anyone this, but our prince, Kieran Morris, who I covered, thank God I never had to go on because Aerosmith was not coming out of my mouth at that time of day. But he sang oh my God, what is it? Keen, Somewhere Only We Know.
Oh, I love
Um,
that song.
and they taught him the entire song in BSL, and he learnt it, and he didn't tell anyone. So when we
Oh,
sat down to watch the tech rehearsal, and like me and the ensemble was like, sat in the audience, it's like 9 a.m. in the morning, and we're like,
oh, Tech is
and he
the
stood
worst
on
thing.
stage in his little prince costume, and he's only about yay big, so he's just cute. He stood on stage in his prince costume, and he signed the entirety of the song, sobbing, sobbing.
Yeah.
Like, so that was the most magical experience ever, and I don't want to taint that. Now, I'm not saying if they call me up to do Palladium Panto, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, Panto, yeah, not for me. Thank you.
That's okay. Like some shows aren't for like everyone. You know what I mean?
And as we've established, I'm old. I'm not doing anything that don't make me happy anymore.
Yeah, fair.
Not
So
about the money
fair.
for me.
Back to the quick fire race
Quick
one.
fire, let's go.
I have, yeah. Okay. Bohemian Rhapsody or Lady Marmalade?
Oh. Borat,
It's a
always. I
banger.
don't even know why that was a question. Borat, always. Freddie, I love you.
Yeah. Poor Freddie.
Poor Fred. Poor Freddie. Another story. Sorry, I know this is quick fire. Another story, but this is like vital information. I don't think people realize how involved Brian is
Yeah.
in Rock You. Roger, not so much. He comes, he visits. You know, he's not really a musical theatre kind of guy. But Brian is very much heavily involved. And I will never forget, he came to watch our first run in rehearsals. Which, by the way, we've just been doing Fat Bottom Girls. I'm stood at the back of the studio as a swing in a pair of heels. I feel this breeze behind me. Bear in mind, none of us knew he was coming. I turned around and Brian May stood there in all of his rock godness, and I was like, Ugh. And then he watched us do a run of Act One, and no, it was it was Act One,
Mm.
and I will never forget this moment for as long as I live. Martina, who is now a dear friend of mine, and she was our meatloaf. She sang "No One But You," and when we finished, he had his hands clasped together. He closed his eyes. He opened his eyes. He looked up, and he just went, "Freddie."
Oh my gosh.
I'll never
Oh.
forget that moment for as long as I live. I was like, I can die now. I can die.
Oh.
I can die. Like it was so special. Um, yeah. And then Emma Thompson came to watch as well, which was
Lol.
really bizarre. And I just remember, like, have you seen the clip of her at the Adele thing at the
Yes.
when she's like dancing?
Yeah.
So we're singing "I Want It All." She's giving it beans at the front. And bear in mind, it's like a random Wednesday morning in Vauxhall in London. Like, her and her husband, Greg Wise, and their daughter, like, they're sat there. Brian and Roger are there as well. Like, and she's giving it beans. And I'm like stood at the side singing my background vocals. And I'm like watching Emma Thompson having the time of her life. And I just started crying. I was like, what is going
Oh.
on? Like, this is whack. And then, yeah, obviously got to perform with Brian as well. So, bow rap. So, I literally have a video of me. We're supposed to be looking at the audience. I'm literally Brian crying. So yeah, always bow rap for me. Anything Queen, I'm here for.
Yeah, Queen is a slay. Like, Queen music is a slay.
It's iconic. Like, and I remember I wasn't even supposed to be at that audition. No, someone dropped out.
Oh.
Someone dropped out, and they contacted my agent at the time because I'm not with that agent anymore, and said, "Do you have anyone that would work for this?" And I just made finals for Royal Caribbean for it. And my agent messaged me and was like, "Can you get to London tomorrow at 2 o'clock?" I was like, "What for?" He was like, "We will rock you UK tour." I said, "Yeah, okay." So anyway, I called in sick at work. Supervisor messaged me straight away. She went, "What train are you on?" I said, they knew. And so I walked into that audition, and it was just a 1 day, like, first to final. That was
Oh.
it. And I walked into that audition. I saw everyone that was in there, and I was like, "What a waste of money I've just done.
Oh.
There's no way." Like, because there was West End Wendy's in there. I said, "There's no way on God's green earth." Um, and then yeah, I did the dance round, did the partner work round, then I sang, and then I was actually in Hamburg auditioning for Wicked when I found out I got the job. My agent called me and he's like, "Have you done those self tapes yet?" I went, "No, I've not eaten anything today. I'm about to sit down and eat a Five Guys." I was like, "You'll get them when you get them." I was like, "I'm literally starving. I'm wasting away." I was like, "They're going to be in my, Premier Inn hotel room. So they're just going to have to deal with the limited amount of space." He's like, "Oh, don't bother." I went, "Right, well, I don't need attitude." And he was like, "No." He was like, "You don't need to." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You got We Will Rock You." I was like, I was like, shut up. He was like, no, you got it. He was like, UK tour. He was like, just come through. He was like, check your email. And then he was like, go out, celebrate. I was like, I'm in Hamburg and it's snowing. It's a literal blizzard. I was like, I'm not going anywhere. But I did go to the shop and get myself some Lindt chocolate and a bottle of champs because,
Stunning. Yeah.
yeah,
You've got to make with what you have.
gotta make what you got. So
Yeah.
always queen.
Okay.
Next.
Click your heels like Dorothy or use Satine's green fairy wings.
Green fairy wings.
They're cute.
Always.
Okay, I know we discussed the panto, but the last one I have is, oh yes it is, or it's behind you.
It's behind you purely because in panto I was a ghost. I did that whole gag.
Yeah, we had one of them in our panto as well.
Yeah. So always it's behind you. Yeah, it's behind you.
Fair. So the last question is, because obviously what happens off stage couldn't happen without those. No, I said that wrong. Because what happens on stage couldn't happen with those off stage. What is, like, if you could work, say, in a department off stage, what would it be? Do you
Wigs.
think? Yeah, I felt like that was coming after the whole wiggy situation. Yeah.
Oh, I've already said, I was like, guys, because, you know, obviously I'm not doing like to everyone. But they are, I think there's currently 3 wiggies. Yes, there's 3 wiggies. And they are getting an extra person for, no, there's 4 wiggies. I lied. There's 4. But they're getting a 5th person for international. So when they go to China, I don't know if that's out yet. I don't care. They're going to China.
I knew there was another leg. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
They've mostly announced UK so far, but it's going to China. What they're going to do, fire me? No. So they're getting another person for when it goes international. And I was like, guys, what are you going to do when I turn up on day 1 in China? Like, hey? Yeah, either wigs or wardrobe, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because there's been a couple of times where, like, on Rock You, like, I had to dress a couple of times. We had, like, one incident where there was, like, an emergency with one of the dressers, or something had happened and the dresser wasn't going to be there to do, like, a literal 50-second quick change.
Right, yeah.
And so I was like, well, I've done the quick change before, so I know what it is. I was like, so I'll just do it. So I literally just, because I wasn't on stage, so I literally just got the stuff, went over, and I remember doing the change, and it was like literal fine. And he came off stage, and he was like, "That was the quickest change I've ever done in my life." He said, "That was really good." I said, "Listen, who better to dress people than people that do it for a living?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
So yeah, either wigs or a dresser. I just think I thought about like doing book for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I thought that would be cool, but then Rouge do a really, really great thing called Get Technical, which if you ever get the opportunity to go to anyone, like I think it's like £5, go. Like it will blow your mind. And I watched our DSM, Ellie, who does book. I watched her call not even the entire opening. I watched her call from our own beloved Bohemians, dun 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 dun, to the end of burning down the house.
Burning. Gagged.
My mind was blown. I said, no, that's too much. The girl did not stop speaking. She was like, it's cute. Like, just constantly going. And I remember me and Kamal, and I'd been baby doll for the Get Technical. So I was like sat at the back in full gauge. Like, and I remember being sat with Kamal and we were like, and like we were watching the lights and I was like, I'm on stage and I did not know that most of this happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the lights were going crazy and I was like, I would be none the white. I mean, I'm blind anyway, but. And she was literally stood on stage on a little plinth and she was just calling cue after cue after cue after cue. I was like, I couldn't, like, imagine getting one of those wrong. No. Which we did have that actually one time on Rouge, I won't say who it was, but they just didn't. It was after Chandelier,
Okay.
the transition from Chandelier into Roxanne. They just didn't call the cue. So Roxanne started, and me, Jacob Coley, Kurt, and Ellie, who play LeChoc and Lautrec, we were still on stage. So like I was laid on the table, like drunk from absinthe. Jacob Coley was sat between the bookcases, and Lautrec and LeChoc were like laid out on the chaise. And Roxanne had started, and we were still on stage because like the otter key just hadn't come. So I was like, what does it? Where's word to the wise, my dear? And I was like, guys,
Anybody out there?
hello. I ended up just getting off and running off anyway. But yeah, so we've only had that happen once on Rouge, but yeah, I could not do book. It's too much. It's too much.
Another thing to highlight, I suppose, about like why I do this podcast is like I feel like 90% of theatre fans do not know that that kind of stuff happens. They probably think that lights just go and sound goes and like no, there's someone sat at a desk going
Oh
light
yeah,
go, light go,
it's chaos. And like even the other day, like we had a situation where in Diamonds, F2 gets the flowers and he shakes them and then throws them. He literally threw them and they landed in the netting in the heart portal, so they were just stuck. So like as soon as the curtain come down, like the entire crew on with ladders, like climbing, trying to get them down. Like what other ones have we had? Like again, the table in Chandelier is actually on a pallet. And I think it was last week, it rolled on and like one of the wheels had got something stuck in it and it made like a horrendous like sound going on. And I could see like our stage manager Mads, head of stage Steve, and our ASMs Lucy and Beth were all stood in the wing like having a conversation, and I'm like looking and I'm like, I'm not riding this off. Like, I don't know what's happened, but I'm just gonna drink the bottle and run. Like
yeah, we
I'm
got
not
2
riding
weeks
this off.
left.
Yeah, like so like stuff like that does happen like often. Like we've had a few kabuki issues, like, but there is literally a whole team of like not just like us back there, like, and like I think there's 72 of us that tour with Rouge.
Oh wow.
And then obviously like we've got local crew as
Yeah.
well. So there's like what I think maybe four local crew on each side. That are like helping with ASMs and stuff like that. And then you've got like dressers, like local dressers backstage
Yeah.
as well, like helping wardrobe. So like there's a whole army of people back there that honestly like Rouge would not, any show would not happen without
Yeah.
without them at all. It's crazy. And it is literally like, it's that cliche, but there's as much, if not more, choreography backstage than there is on stage, because if one thing goes wrong backstage, it's like domino effects of like just everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, army of people back there.
Well, that was our final question, and I have to say this has been so much fun. Getting to chat to you and have such a yap. I also appreciate you joining me on your last week because I'm sure you're probably thinking about packing, maybe.
I don't want to start.
No, I can imagine like hooking your life back to London. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 suitcases of 23 kilos is not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you again for joining me, and for everyone who's watching, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I shall see you the next time on Side Stage with Soph.
Bye.
I'm gonna stop the recording. No, don't stop video, stop recording.